morning, everyone. Welcome back to Margaret's house. I hope you're doing well. Today is a day that I have been looking forward to since we moved to Colorado this summer, and that is going to a snowy, cozy Colorado Christmas tree farm. I am so excited. One, I'm just very ready to have our Christmas tree up in our house anyway, and this is our second Christmas married, so we have been doing a tradition so far of having a real Christmas tree in our house, and me and my husband both love it so much. So we've been waiting for the perfect time this season to be able to go and really enjoy picking out our real Christmas tree. And I've just felt like this is such a cozy Colorado activity. So like I said, I've been looking forward to this for months. Ever since we moved here, this was like one of the biggest things on my Colorado bucket list. So I'm really happy that we're finally taking a cozy day to go and do it. Our plan is to go to a beautiful, cozy Christmas tree farm in Boulder. So I've been looking up Christmas tree farms around us. We're gonna go to Boulder, spend the day there. It's gonna be kind of similar to our pumpkin patch day. And that was our first time actually going to Boulder, and we just fell in love with it. So I'm really excited to go back. We're gonna go to that beautiful bookstore where you can get a glass of wine or a coffee and walk around and look at all the books. And then we're gonna go to our favorite little oyster bar restaurant that's also on the downtown little strip. So I'm really looking forward to spending the day in Boulder, and I think it should be super Christmassy now too. So that'll be fun to see another Christmas town. And then of course, while we're there, we're gonna go to the Christmas tree farm. It seems like it's a really cute little spot with lots of Christmas lights. Maybe we can get a cozy hot chocolate. But yeah, I'm just so excited. There's a chance it could be snowy. We're actually supposed to get lots and lots of snow tomorrow. So the snow clouds are kind of starting to roll in, and Boulder might still have some snow on the ground because we definitely do here. So I'm really, really excited. I've got my cozy coffee for the road. I'm wearing, of course, another puff sleeve dress that I love. This one's from Abercrombie. I just can't rave about their little puff sleeve dresses enough. They have this same style in so many different colors, and I just love it every time. It's such my go-to, and I thought this would be the most comfortable for our car drive while we're sitting in the car to kind of be nice and cozy. But that's the funny thing about Colorado. Since we're in the elevation, when the sun is out, it is so warm, and it honestly feels like springtime. It's like 60s to 70s when the sun's out, but then there will still be snow on the ground, and as soon as the sun sets, it is like in the teens, so cold, snowy. So this is my little daytime dress, but I've got my boots on, and I'm gonna bring my big coat, my earmuffs, my mittens, so we'll be ready to bundle up when the sun sets. But for now, it's such a beautiful day, and it's fun to wear a little cozy dress to the Christmas tree farm. All that to say, we are ready to hit the road. I'm so excited. I'm happy I get to take y'all along with me. Let's go get our Christmas tree. I've also just cleared out this little spot in our living room for our Christmas tree. It doesn't look very glamorous right now. Normally I have my little fiddle leaf plant and another really pretty plant and my lamp here, but I moved it around because I think this will be the perfect spot for the tree. It will sparkle on the window, and I think it should be a good spot for our living room. So we're ready for the tree, and I'm so excited to put it in here. just finished at the Christmas tree farm. That was so cozy. As you can see, I got a little guy that we put just in the cab of our truck, and Wesley's back there tying down our Christmas tree in the back. But I think we found the perfect tree. It's so cute and plump. I love a plump Christmas tree, and it's just so precious. So we got to walk around, and it was just so cute and cozy and Christmassy there, and such a precious farm. So I'm really glad that we made the trek out here, and it's just such a fun town to explore anyway. So we were downtown earlier. We got here a little bit early, so we decided to go explore for a second. We popped into Lush, and I got a couple of bath bombs, which I can't wait to show y'all. It was so Christmassy in there too, so that was really fun. And we went and got a little happy hour snacks at one of our favorite restaurants downtown, and now we're gonna head back to downtown Boulder and go to our favorite bookstore. We actually popped into a bookstore earlier, but I had never seen it before. It's 3 stories of new and used books. So beautiful. So that was a really fun one to pop into. But we're gonna go to our favorite bookstore in Boulder now. It's called Trident Books. It's so cute, and we're gonna get a glass of wine and just walk around and warm up and enjoy seeing all the books. I'm excited to look at the cookbooks there. So that's where we're headed, and then we're gonna go to dinner at our favorite restaurant in Boulder.
Hello.
Okay, let's go. Day. We got home from Boulder really late last night, so we ended up just putting the tree in so that the branches could fall and be in its tree stand overnight and give it some water. But we were so exhausted. It was such a wonderful day, but we ended up just like staying there longer than we meant to. So we got home really late and we were so tired, but it was just such a sweet day and so worth it to go. So I thought I would take a second today and just pause and chat with y'all and just catch up about our day yesterday and kind of talk through our traditions today, because it is Christmas tree decoration day, which is such a sweet and special day. So something really special about today is we actually got a fresh snowstorm last night. So we have a beautiful fresh layer of snow outside. It is so stunning, and I'll definitely show y'all after this because it just looks so beautiful, and I think it's actually supposed to snow more later on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's snowing whenever we are decorating the tree, but I think we have a really good chance of that happening. So it just feels so cozy and perfect. I've never actually lived somewhere where I've been able to decorate the tree actively while it's snowing, so it just feels extra special. It feels a little bit like a God wink, honestly, because we're a little bit later putting our tree up this year than we did last year, and then I would typically like to. So last year was our first Christmas together, and we put our tree up before Thanksgiving because we really wanted to enjoy it the most that we could. But this year it was hard because Wesley was gone on a training rotation, and then we went on a trip for Thanksgiving. So I feel like our time with our traditions kind of got mixed up a little bit, and things sort of got pushed back more than I would have wanted them to, and I was feeling a little bit sad about that at first. But this just feels like I said, such a God wink, because since we waited, we now get to decorate our tree on a snow day while it's actively snowing, and that is just so special and sweet. So I'm really excited for that. And our plan for tonight, obviously I'm gonna wait for Wesley to come home later while we decorate our tree, so it'll give it extra time for the leaves to drop. But we've been really trying to start some Christmas tradition while it's just the two of us that hopefully will like continue once we have kids. But I don't want to necessarily wait for kids to like start those sweet traditions, because I think it's special for us to really enjoy them and make them feel like a part of our family even now before we have kids, and then get to just make it extra magical hopefully one day when we do have kids. So last year when we got our Christmas tree, we were kind of trying to think through what are the traditions we want to start, because last year was our first Christmas together, and kind of coming up with the tradition of going to get our live Christmas tree from a Christmas tree farm, and then while we decorate it, watching the movie Elf. We both love that movie, and it just feels like such a perfect one to put on while we decorate the tree. And then we got takeout from like a cozy restaurant that we love. So this year we've like kept the tradition going. We went to a Christmas tree farm, got our tree, and we're definitely gonna watch Elf tonight while we decorate the tree. But I was thinking, instead of getting takeout from a cozy restaurant, why don't I try making a meal that feels especially cozy and that we can have as a traditional meal that we have every year when we decorate our tree. So I've decided to make homemade chicken pot pie. I have never made it before, but I feel so excited. And I would say that chicken pot pie is me and Wesley's both like #1 cozy comfort meal. So it feels like the perfect meal to have on our Christmas tree decorating night. And I feel like I've always thought of chicken pot pie as such a complicated and like difficult meal to make, but after looking at recipes for it, it's actually so simple. It's really just making like chicken soup. I make chicken and dumplings like soup a lot of the time, and it's really just like making that, except it's a more condensed version, so not as much broth, and then we'll make a roux to thicken it up. So it really does seem pretty simple, and I'm using store-bought pie dough. I don't know if that's like controversial or disappointing to people, but honestly I don't find that much of a difference between store-bought pie dough and homemade pie dough. I have made both and used both plenty of times, and I think I've just gotten to a point where I don't feel as much of a difference in the finished product and like the taste and the texture of homemade pie dough versus store-bought, and it just makes it so much more achievable and feasible to make a special like pie, savory or sweet, or anything with like puff pastry or pie dough if it's store-bought. And yeah, I just really don't find there to be enough of a difference for it to be worth it to go through all of the work of making homemade pie dough. Maybe if I had a food processor, that might make it easier, but I really just love the simplicity of store-bought pie dough and find it to be so delicious. I love the Pillsbury ones that you can like roll out and it comes in a sheet, so that's my personal favorite. That's what I'm going to be using for this, but I'm really excited, and I think it would just be a special tradition to have homemade chicken pot pie on our Christmas tree decorating night, because like I said, it feels like such a cozy meal for us to have, but also just one that, like, as simple as it might be, people definitely see chicken pot pie as a labor of love, and it feels like a special thing for me to get to present to my family. And I wanted to show y'all something special that I'm going to use to make it. I have this really special chicken pot pie dish. It's so sweet, and this actually first belonged to my great-grandmother Margaret, who I named after and who really inspired me to begin Margaret's house in the first place. So this pie dish has been now passed down to me, and I've never used it before because one, it just feels very special, but also, like I said, I've never made a homemade chicken pot pie, and she was the queen of all sorts of homemade goodies like that. So it's really sweet to have her pie dish to use, and it just makes this tradition feel that much more like sentimental and really just nostalgic and special to me. But during the day today, I thought it would be really nice to decorate the smaller tree that we got. You probably saw in our footage from the Christmas tree farm yesterday, I fell in love with this little tree, real Christmas tree, that I had to get to bring home. And that's kind of another tradition that I really love in our family. That really started from when I was younger. Growing up, I always had a real tiny little Christmas tree in my room, just like the one that I bought yesterday, and from a pretty young age, I started to collect special ornaments that I loved. I especially love ones that are woodland creature themed. I feel like that is just my favorite ornament to purchase, like little mouse creatures or different creatures like dressed up for the season. I have so many special little ornaments like that, and I'll show you some of my favorites when we decorate our tree later, but I have been collecting those since I was so young, and I would always decorate my little tree in my room with them. And I think that's a really special thing that I got to do growing up, because last year obviously was Wesley and I's first Christmas together, married, and it was my first Christmas having like my own home with my own big tree to decorate. And instead of having to go to the store and buy like all new ornaments to decorate the tree, I already had a stash of nostalgic ornaments that Wesley and I had gifted to each other, or that family members had gifted to us, and special ones that I had picked out over the years. So it feels really sweet that our tree already feels nostalgic and full of special ornament. That's something that I definitely want to do with my kids one day. But yeah, having said that, now those ornaments go on our big family tree, and we kind of have like a woodland creature themed nostalgic tree. I really wanted to keep that tradition going of having the smaller tree because it's just so cute and cozy, and they're normally not very expensive, so it feels like a special like extra little tree to have. So last year I also bought one, and we had like a perfect little front room. It was my office that had a window perfectly facing outside, so we could have the tree seen from outside, and it was super cozy, and that's where I put our small tree last year. In this house, we do not have a big front window like that, and so I thought, why not just bring the cozy tradition back and put it in our bedroom? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm so excited about it because I did love having a tree in my room growing up, and I could just read in bed with the cozy lights on, and it would make my whole room smell nice. So I think that that will be really sweet to have in our bedroom, and I can read in bed at night with the cozy Christmas tree lights on. I think I'm gonna do the same as what I did last year, which is I just tie a bunch of little satin bows on the tree. I just get light blue satin ribbon and tie it all over the tree, and I think it looks really cute, and it's such an affordable and expensive way to decorate another tree. And then I also have a garland that's real dried oranges that I made with my mom a few years ago, and it has saved so well. So I always put that on the tree, and then I have another garland of just like felt mushrooms that I'm gonna put on there. And it's not a ton of decorations, but it's so cute and nostalgic, and just honestly reminds me of like a Little Women tree, which is always the style I'm going for. So I'm really excited about that, and I thought that would be nice to decorate with y'all today on this snowy, lovely day. But before I go and do that, I did want to get to chat to y'all a little bit more about Boulder, because it was such a sweet day, and we got a few fun things that I wanted to get to show y'all. First, we went into a bookstore. I think it's called like Boulder Books or something very straightforward like that. It was a beautiful, such a pretty, cozy bookstore. It was one of those bookstores that like I could have spent an entire day in there in order to like truly experience it and explore the whole thing. It was so lovely. It's also one of those bookstores that I feel like if you don't have a ton of time to explore it, it's hard to really find a book in there because there's just so many options. So we didn't get anything from there, but it was so pretty and sweet to explore. Then I was so excited to see that they had a Lush store on the little walkway where all of the shops and restaurants are in Boulder. I totally didn't realize they had a Lush, and I was so excited when I saw it. So Lush, I feel like, is a really sweet just place to me, and it holds a special place in my heart, and I wanted to get to share a little bit more about that with y'all, because as silly as it might sound, I feel like Lush actually marks for me like me starting to have these dreams and ideas of wanting to have a YouTube channel and be a content creator. So basically, growing up, my favorite YouTuber to follow was Zoe Sugg, and still to this day she's my favorite YouTuber to follow. I feel like that's a lot of people's answer to that question. She's just so sweet and nostalgic to me at this point, because I've been watching her like all growing up. I've been watching her videos, and she would always go to the Lush store in Brighton, and I just thought like, wow, that seems like the best place ever. I'm dying to go there. And I grew up in Arkansas, where there was not a Lush store, so I never could go. But then in high school, I actually moved with my family to China, and that's something that I want to get to like share more about with y'all at some point, because that was such an influential and sweet time of my life where I just felt so hopeful, and I got to explore the world and had all these creative ambitions, and it really like was a time where I feel like I learned so much about who I am and the person that I wanted to be. Anyway, there was a Lush store in Hong Kong. We lived right by Hong Kong and we would always go, and there was a Lush store there, and so that was the first time I ever got to go to Lush, and I was just so excited to finally go because of all of Zoe's videos about it. I actually decided to start a YouTube channel at that time, and I made a Lush haul video, and it was the first and only video that I ever made at that time, and it's not on my channel anymore because I was just so young, but it just marks such a sweet memory for me because I did feel so hopeful and had such big dreams about potentially one day having a platform like this where I could share my creative ambitions and just pursue these things that felt like really close to my heart as a career. It feels very full circle and sweet that I'm able to now sit down with you while I'm like truly having my YouTube channel as an adult and share a little Lush haul with y'all. So that's kind of a long backstory to just a simple Lush haul, but it feels very full circle and sweet, and I just seriously like the smell of a Lush bath bomb takes me back to that time in my life and just feels so nostalgic and marks just a hopeful, sweet time of life. So all that to say, we got quite a few goodies because I feel like this is also just the perfect time of year to be having a cozy bath. So I have 4 bath bombs to show y'all. So the first one, I think this is the one I'm most excited about. I really don't know what they're called now, but they have such a like particular look that you could definitely find them if you have a Lush near you. But this is probably the one I'm most excited about. It's a little Santa mailbox. It's Santa's mailbox, and it's this gold shimmery big bath bomb, and it's so messy because if you open the mailbox, there's a bunch of like purple and pink glitter and like bath salts in there. So I'm so excited to use that one. That one might have to be like a Christmas Day, Christmas Eve kind of vibe. The next one we got is this little snowflake bath bomb. It's like all these blue pretty colors and this white snowflake on top. It honestly matches my outfit today. It smells so good. This one is very like pepperminty, eucalyptus, like fresh minty Christmas forward. So I'm excited about that. This one is Wesley's choice. This is a little snowman in a snow globe. How cute is that? And it smells like minty, but also a little bit musky at the same time. So I think I'll let him enjoy that one. But yeah, I told him to pick out a bath bomb because I want him to get to enjoy all of the Lush goodness too. So excited about this one. Oh, Bowie's curious. This is probably, I've never had a bath bomb like this from Lush, but it's so pretty. It's a little gingerbread man, gold and green shimmery gingerbread man. It has like, it's a normal bath bomb, but then on the top it also has like this shea butter lotiony kind of like texture. So it's gonna be a very like moisturizing shea butter sparkly bath, and it smells so good. This is honestly the Lush scent that's like so nostalgic to me. I'm so excited to use that one. So that's all the bath bombs that we got, but then I also got this face mask. This is the Rosy Cheeks Fresh Face Mask. It says, soothe and soften cheeks with calming calamine and rose clay. And I've actually had this face mask before, and it is my favorite face mask ever probably. I just love the Lush face masks. They're so all natural, and they really do like make a difference on my skin. When I use them, I can tell like they've done such wonders for my skin. So I was so excited to get this, and just taking a cozy bath with my bath bombs and then this face mask on is like peak coziness for me. And if we're gonna have all this snowy weather, we gotta have cozy essentials. So I'm really excited to use this. And then after we went to our Christmas tree farm, time, we came back to the little town center area and we did our favorite routine of going to our favorite bookstore in Boulder, which is called Trident Books, and it's right next door to our favorite restaurant in Boulder called Jack's Fish House. And we love to get a little glass of wine in the bookstore and then go to dinner. It's such a cozy little routine for us on a little date day. But I thought I would show y'all, we got this really beautiful little canvas tote from Trident. If you're ever in Boulder, you've got to go to Trident Books. And we got 3 books there. So Wesley picked one, I picked one, and then we got one as a gift for my dad as well. So the first one we got is Ernest Hemingway's Farewell to Arms. I have read this book before and I have been really encouraging Wesley to read it. He's obviously in the army and I've thought he would just really appreciate Hemingway's writing, but also this book and just the story of this book. So this was his choice and we really loved this cover because it has this military man on it in the same uniform that Wesley wears to this day, like this same army hat. And so it just felt really fitting that the copy we happened to find had his same uniform still on it. So that's what he's reading this Christmas season. And then the book that I chose is this beautiful little book called The Upstairs Delicatessen on Eating, Reading About Eating, and Eating While Reading by Dwight Garner. I love baking and I love reading. And so when I get to find a book that's about food or about baking or about like the beauty of cooking and things like that, like it's really the merging of my 2 passions these days, I feel like. And I really love Trident Books because it's such a curated bookstore, and I don't always love a curated bookstore, but this one is just so well curated that I feel like I could pick any book off the shelves and absolutely enjoy it. And they always have such a great cooking section that's not just cookbooks, it's also like beautiful books about cooking and food and baking. So this book just looked really good and I read the first chapter or so of it while we were in there and it was actually making me laugh out loud. I feel like Wesley will want to read this at some point too. And then the last book that we got is called Wide Awake by John Grinspan, and it's about the forgotten force that elected Lincoln and spurred the Civil War. My dad loves learning about the Civil War and loves historical reading, and so we thought he would really enjoy this book, so we're gonna give it to him for Christmas. But yeah, that's everything we got in Boulder. That's pretty much our whole day there yesterday. It was such a wonderful little day and day trip, and now we have all of our cozy Christmas festivities to get to today, so let's go and decorate our little tree in our bedroom.